Hello everyone, Stavros here, and welcome to the mid-season analysis video where I'll be kind of analyzing the deck and looking over the stats of the last 5 leagues that we've played. But before we get into that, we'll look at some viewer questions. 2 questions have come in, and then we'll look at the stats, and then we'll just look at the primer that I'm preparing, which I'll also put a link in the notes of the YouTube video that you can just see, you can view, and you can comment on and all that. All right, so for the viewer questions, I only have 2 questions really. One is, are these the only leagues I play online, the ones that I post? And yeah, that is true. These are all the MTGO leagues I have played ever on MTGO, except for one league, which I played very early on, definitely in the last season, and the recording did not work for one reason or another. It was quite early on when I was playing. I think I got a 2-3 in that one, but yeah, these are all the results. I record and I play. I only play once a week, so it's not that much. And then the second question is that do I think the deck is competitive, or is the deck competitive? I think if you're looking to kind of maximize your wins and EV online, I don't think this is the right deck. But equally, if you're looking to kind of have fun and play, Pox and really like to play Pox, I think this is probably one of the better versions of Pox. And to prove that, well, not exactly prove that, to show that there is some merit to this, we'll just go into the tracker right now and yeah, look at the stats. So let me just bring that up. So you probably saw this one in the last analysis video. This is my MTGO tracker. Um, I'll just run through what all these different numbers are. So over here we have I record every single match that I play with a result for every game. 1 is a win, 0 is a loss, and then there's an overall win column at the end. So for example, my first league in season 1 that I played, I won the first one by winning the first game, losing the second game, winning the third game, and then I lost all my other all my other matches. So I went 1-4 in this one. Equally, yeah, this is kind of all the individual stats. You can see a 1 here under season, but now we're in season 2, and I've, by the way, defined seasons as 10 leagues. That's a season for me, and we're in season 2, and these are every single thing that I've played. If there's a gap here, it means obviously I've played 2 games here. I won them against Blue Red Delver, so there was no third game. I won the match overall. Here, similarly, I lost the 2 first games against Tuesday. There was no third game. Yeah, so it's pretty simple the way this works. This is the league number. This is the season number. So we have a total of we've played 5 leagues. We have a total of 25 matches, regardless of how many games we win. That's what it is. And then over here, we kind of have our overall stats. This part that I'm highlighting is our overall stats, which is season 1 and season 2 together. So our win and losses for each game. So game 1, 43%, game 2, 50, game 3, 51%. And total game wins and losses, we're at 47% win percentage. And for matches, it's slightly higher because it doesn't correlate against the game wins necessarily. And this is how we did against each kind of archetype. So yeah, we generally were good against aggro. We were okay against control and bad against combo and prison. Prison is really, for me, I've talked about this before. I've categorized DNT as prison. So basically, out of those 8 matches there, 1 is Blood Moon Stompy, and 7 are DNT. So we've won against DNT twice, I think, and lost against Blood Moon Stompy. But now we're really looking at season 2 here. And these are the latest stats that I have with the 5 last leagues, because I made a lot of changes before starting what I called season 2. The changes were to add more copies of a Dark Depths combo, so leaning more on the combo. We added an additional Sylvan Library. We added a Bajuka Bog to fight a graveyard decks in the main. So those were well, maybe not fully substantial, but it was a change of 5 cards, and I felt that it was sufficient enough. And here we see that like this time we're doing a lot better than season one. So as you would expect, we've played a total of 25 matches. We've actually won 17 of those matches. So we have a 68% match win. And then this is the individual games that we've won. So we're pretty good in game three, actually. Not so good in game one. So maybe the deck gets a bit better after sideboarding, or maybe we know what we're playing against and can are making better decisions on what hands we keep. And sometimes we're just getting into the combo and are a bit more consistent with more copies of the combo. Similar with game wins, we have a higher game win percentage. And then I wouldn't read too much into the stats down here because there aren't enough data points. Not even for aggro, 10 matches isn't enough. And generally, I should have caveated this from the beginning. We only have 25 matches. This is not statistically significant. I do not expect our match win percentage to stay at 68%. When I started this whole thing, I thought the win percentage for the deck would be somewhere between 35 and 45%. I thought it was kind of a 40% win deck. We're doing a lot better than that in the last 5 leagues. Let's see if we can keep it up for the next 5 leagues. Maybe we'll see a bit of a slump, but I think I'm feeling fairly positive, and I think we'll probably beat what we did last season. I think the deck is getting slightly better. And then you can see here, these are the records that we had for the first 10 leagues. That's season one. And these are the records we've had for the last 5 leagues, which is season two. So we've had 3-4-1s, 1-3-2, and 1-2-3, which is pretty good. I think having so many 4-1s is actually pretty good. And we were sometimes close to getting a 5-0 also. These are the overall stats of all of the matches that I've played again. So the total is, I guess it's 15 leagues now. Yeah, as it says down here, some 15 leagues. And as you can see, we're kind of, 105, 2 1-4s, 5 2-3, 2-3s, 4 3-2s, and 3 4-1s. So we're like, I think that this deck is kind of right in the middle of like expecting to get 2.5 match wins per league. It seems like we have 7 above, and we have 9, 8 below. So I think that the average is probably somewhere there. That's what we would expect. So yeah, these are the stats really. One thing that probably would be good is I've created these categories here, and I have a lookup table that kind of decides what each deck is. And I'm not exactly sure. Sunoco is control. That makes sense. Antis combo. Okay, these are the easy ones I feel. But Stoneblade, is that control? I mean, some versions could be. It could be mid-range. Infect, I've put it down as aggro. It could be combo. It could be something else. DNT, I've put down as prison. People can classify it as aggro. I don't think it's aggro, but to each their own, I guess. Maybe I could change it to aggro, and then maybe my stats change quite a bit, and my win percentage changes quite a bit. But yeah, this is the lookup tables that I have here, and this is where I kind of categorize what each deck is. So I might post this in the comments, and if people have like advice about changing some of these around or creating a new category, once I update this, everything should be updated in the other sheet in the tracker. So I think that's about it in terms of the tracker. There isn't anything else magical going on here. We're doing much better. The win percentage is extremely high, suspiciously high, and that's because I think we haven't played enough matches. I expect it to go down over the next 5 leagues or beyond. But let's see. Maybe we get lucky and it gets even better. Who knows? It's a Magic is a game of luck and of skill. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to cover was the primer, of course. So this is a primer that I've started writing probably the last 2 weeks. these are kind of the table of contents here, and I'm trying to cover, what the Pox archetype is about, why splash green, all the choices, the principles of deck construction that uh, I've adhered to, I've tried to stick to really while I've been creating this deck, and going through the deck list and kind of card choices of each of the cards that exist there. There's going to be there's a section of how to play the deck, but I also want to put sections for matchups. Yeah, here we go. Just updated it. Matchup guides and just an outro just to tie it all together for an intro. I haven't really done the appendixes yet, but just walking through it, it's kind of a lot of text actually. I was surprised like how much there was to talk about standard lists, about why play Pox, why splash for green, is Pox competitive, the identity of the deck, the redundancy of effects of the deck, deciding what card quantities I should put in, looking at our current deck list and analyzing it depending on card choices and what each card does for the deck, what it's good against, what it's bad against. And then eventually at the bottom, I think I get to doing the maths, like doing a bit of the maths for the mana base, just to understand why I've put the amount of black sources I've put in. What Mox Diamond does, this is of course the utility lands, which are really good in this deck. They're needed, fetch lands, fetchable lands, and this other mana source called Orborg. And yeah, the sideboard, I've left it very, very bare because this is kind of towards the end. Got a bit tired of writing things. um, how to play the deck is just like a bunch of hints and tips. And then we go into the matchup guides, which are coming soon, and the outro that's coming soon, and the appendices that are also coming soon. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll post it also below. Happy to hear comments. I'll put everyone as a viewer. I think I won't put people as editors and commenters for now. But if anyone actually wants, it's on Google Docs, so you can request to comment or request to edit, and fill in some of these sections because it's quite a big piece of work. It's already 26 pages of text, and then these are placeholders. So this could be like a 40-page guide with matchup guides. And the matchup guides is where there's a lot of meat around what do you do against every single deck? What kind of hands do you want to keep? What match is good against their deck? What cards aren't that good? Yeah. So there's a lot more to go through here. Yeah, that's about it though. I think that's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you in the next league.